do not go away. Horde 3.0 is ready to go. Looks like the game is starting right now, right, Rod?
Yep, we're on to Relic. So we're looking at Gold Gloves team here.
Yep.
And so basically, yeah, Relic's our new map. It's sort of a throwback map. It's got a little bit of that grand sort of display you can see with the
so you can see right there, it tells you we need to secure the fabricator.
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing they're going to go do is go and grab that fabricator, find a place, and put it down. And
I want to point something out for those people that are just tuning in, that maybe they're familiar with Horde mode. Sure, we have two teams, but each team is playing the AI. They're not playing each other.
Correct.
So I just want to
they're in a race. They're in a very hard race.
They're in a race. So they start at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's the first to get to 50.
Yeah. So here they're going to the center of the map to pick up the fabricator.
Yep. And
it can be a 1 or 2 person carry.
There it is.
And it'll get speed up once they get 2 people.
So that's the fabricator right there.
Right. So now they're trying to find a good spot to drop it.
And where is a good spot, Rod?
So these are symmetrical maps. Like all of our multiplayer maps are set up to be competition ready. So they're symmetrical. So there they go. They dropped it. And they can start putting down some barriers.
And everybody is pulling things out of this, right?
Well, they're able to. Right now, everybody's deposited 1,000 energy. Everybody starts with 1,000 energy and puts it into the fabricator. And now they start building up their defenses.
All right, so we got a barrier, got level 1 barrier going down there.
Yep. And so you can see the wave begins in 10 seconds.
And where will they come from, Rod?
All around.
Okay.
So basically, the fabricator is actually useful to, they won't spawn around, so you want to place the fabricator someplace where it will restrict the spawn.
So you can kind of define the play space a little bit vis-a-vis
a little bit,
the
exactly. So what you're going to see is a lot of across the map spawns, and then a little bit of things spawning around to the sides of them like they did here. So it looks like Dell's the sniper here. You can see he's got the Mark 1 and the long shot, both are really good headshot weapons.
And what kind of enemies are we going to see coming in here?
Well, it's going to be a mixture. So one of the things we want to do is really just have that human versus non-human. So that's a shock tracker.
Okay.
So that's a little rolling ball of damage.
Okay.
And
it's a rolling ball of hurt.
Damage. Yeah, exactly. Well, and especially on hardcore, in casual and normal, it'll hurt, but it won't necessarily down you.
All right.
When you get up to hardcore and insane, when they pop and you're not paying attention, you'll get DBNO'd right away.
Yeah. All right, we're going back to the fabricator there. I guess I don't know. I can't see who we're seeing here.
So we have Dell here as the sniper, and we can see that Old Man Marcus is playing as the heavy. You can tell that by the boom shot on his back. Yeah. And so, by the way, Old Man Marcus is a.
Now they're pulling. Why is he not shooting at him? What's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to conserve ammo.
Yeah.
Still getting a feel for it.
I mean, he's getting way in close there. I'm a little surprised.
All right, wave one.
We've got a wave one complete. 2 minutes and 8 seconds. How's that score, Rod? 15:06.
No, it's good. It's good. But like I said, they're going to live or die by making sure the scout picks up the energy.
Right.
Because basically, you could literally double the amount of energy you make per wave if you let the scout pick it up.
All right, we can see they're just getting ready for wave 2.
Yep. So I guess Zombie Dom is the sniper here again with the Mark 1 and the long shot.
You can see he's quickly scanning to see. All right, we've got a couple of enemies that they picked up and spotted here. And Rod, how do they spot?
So they just click the left stick, and one of the nice things now with the new in Gears of War 4, if you have a marked enemy and you use that TACCOM mode you saw flashing on there, you can actually see through the world and see them through the walls.
And TACCOM mode is left bumper.
Left bumper on the default controls.
Yep.
And so you can see the Peacemaker. That's just a normal Shepherd. Again, it's not too threatening at this point.
Now we can see here we've got. All right, looks like he's lining up to take an enemy out.
Yeah, Gold Glove is known for his sniping. So
right. We can see the score in the upper left-hand corner, carrying 6, fabricator 6126. What do those numbers mean?
So that's the energy that's involved right now. So he's carrying 6 energy because you get energy with the kills.
Okay.
And the fabricator has 6,000 in it. So that tells you that you could go and repair or you could go buy something.
Picking up some more energy right there?
Yeah, so it's with 6,000, you could the engineer could afford a sentry now. So that's if they want to, then instead of just building barriers, they could actually upgrade to it.
What do you recommend in these earlier waves? Should they conserve or should they spend?
It's a little mix. Like I think for 1 and 2, you want to put down some early barriers to slow down the enemies. But then you want to start saving up a little bit to get through that 6,000 so you can get sentries out there.
Right. So here we've got a 2606 for wave 2. Feels good?
Well, I'm just saying you got to be there's a slight score and energy are 2 separate things.
Sure.
So score is what the team is going to post to a leaderboard. In this case of trying to just survive or get to 50 the fastest, we're not so worried about score.
Right.
We're really worried about like how they use their energy. Like right now they have got 1,900 in the fabricator. That's not enough to do a sentry. It's probably enough to do a barrier if they wanted to. So.
And those are fixed amounts, right?
Yeah, but through your skills as an engineer, you can actually reduce that cost.
Great. Could we talk a little bit about the classes?
Yeah, so here we can see we gave them some advice early on and said the scouts should try to rock. So you can see right there, 198 plus 198.
Yep.
That's the scout doubling the energy. So that's the bonus to scouts. The tip of the spear.
Yep.
It's good to have that double shotgun. So they're running that guy. And because the scouts are our frontliners, so the ones right out, so they're using the new overkill, which is it fires on pull and it fires on release. And so you can use it to great effect by how you do that.
Yeah, I played this last night with this weapon. This weapon's a lot of fun. Now, what are these enemies we have here?
Those are the DB Shepherds. So those are the basic sort of the DB unit.
Okay.
And so there we go, wave 3. They're moving fast, only a minute and 16 on that one.
All right, they're picking up speed.
Okay, and over in FemStep, they still haven't quite finished off wave 3 yet. They only have 2 enemies left. So one of the tricks and tips is to leave one enemy alive, like they do now, and go around and clean up all the energy while it still counts as in combat, and then come back and finish them off. But
yeah, I mean that's classic Horde mode strategy, right?
Exactly.
There.
Leave that one alive. And see, they're doing that right now. They're doubling up all that energy.
Yeah, let them walk around and just kind of scoop up as much as you can to get ready.
And kite that enemy around if you can, or if it's DBNO, let it crawl. Don't finish it too quick.
Yep. Here he comes. He's coming in. Now, we can't hear the teams communicating, but it's going to be interesting to see if...
there's the new vault kick.
Yep. If the teams are just communicating and say, hey, don't kill him yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Stay away. But they're going to finish it off now.
There we go. Wave 3 complete.
That's going to be an interesting because it is a race.
Right.
So that little game, like now they're a couple of minutes behind.
Right.
So it'll be
but
interesting.
they may have more ammo and they may have got more energy.
Right,
all right, now what do we have for enemies coming in here?
So here you can see there's a bonus objective now, where basically they've been challenged to try to finish the wave before that timer runs out. And if they get there, they'll get a bunch of airdrops, which will be a bunch of free weapons or more energy and those sorts of things. So they've got
when does that happen? When do these bonus waves?
Sort of every few waves, you'll get a different kind of one. And one of the tricks, the tips we told them was like, hey, let's say like right now in wave 4, you succeed and you get an airdrop. Don't open it right away. Save it till like the boss wave if you can, because what it'll give you is a bunch of really great weapons. You don't want to use it right away.
So will the weapons actually, when it lands, will the weapons, is that what you get, or is it when you open it?
No, the crates. You'll get a couple of crates. That'll be right back by the fabricator. So here we can see the juvies. They're being attacked by juvies now.
Yep.
So down to 3. The scouts picking up all the energy. They pick up that energy, double the energy there. We have 1 left.
All right, so
and they have to kill that one before the 30 seconds are up if they want to get the airdrop.
I see. So they're gonna actually play in the game here because they're gonna go around and scoop as much as they can. All right, they took them out 4-4.
Right, because they wanted to get that bonus. They wanted to get those crates way before them back.
Now, where will we see the crate come in?
Well, my favorite is those 5 rocket launchers. You get the 5 4-shot rocket launchers, which are awesome for boss waves or heavy. But it could be a bunch of grenades. It could be a bunch of extra energy. So again, it looks like FemStep is playing as Scout, Reyna, Kate's mom, and again, she's rocking the 2 shotguns. And they're coming up on finishing wave 4
2 enemies
themselves.
left. They're chewing through this.
They are, the early waves. Now, the enemies haven't been enhanced at all.
Sure.
So when you see this thing on the scoreboard, it says poisons.
Yep.
Poisons are basically enhancements to the enemies to make them tougher.
Okay.
So when we go to wave 11, the enemies will get double health.
Oh boy.
And then they'll get to, in 21, they'll get to double damage. And 31, they'll get to double accuracy. And then the 41, it'll be 2.5 across.
So the enemies are continuously being buffed.
Correct.
Right.
As it goes. So it'll just get harder, harder, and harder.
Yep.
But the hopeful thing is that they'll have fortifications in place that they'll be becoming more and more entrenched.
Now, I'm not seeing any fortifications. I'm not seeing many fortifications right now. Is that
playing
normal?
At this point, they're playing it pretty light. Like I said, in the first 4 waves,
see one right there.
super confident.
Yeah.
But I think as they get into wave 6, 7, they're going to start building more stuff.
And we can see behind, I think we saw the drops, right?
Yeah, those little airplane symbols are pointing to those crates, so those airdrops.
Right.
And
your recommendation is don't touch them right now.
Right, and if you could pair it with a new fortification, we have a brand new one called the weapons locker. And it's a way to store weapons and they'll reload it for you. And
wow.
So you don't lose that heavy between waves. You can actually put it in a locker.
And then it comes out as brand new.
Exactly, fully reloaded.
Right.
So if you can combine that with like the weapons locker with a rocket launcher, you'll be able to have that thing carry it all through all the waves.
All right, we are at 5 waves right now with this team.
And Gold Glove was already down once on wave 5. Come on.
And so FemStep, they are both at wave 5.
Yeah, they just kicked off wave 5, but again, they had 10 seconds before the enemies start. So
now, one of the things we're going to notice, we can do Horde on different maps, of course.
Yeah, you play Horde on all the same maps. So we have 10 maps in the box and 2 maps every month after release, and you'll be able to play Horde on all of them. So you can play Horde on all of them. And we're planning on release. Have a lot of variety of things.
Now we can see we've got some of the enemies making their way through some of the barriers there, right?
Yeah. So here's one there, that Guardian. That's one of our new flying robot enemies. So that's one of our bigger enemies that has a shield kind of force co-op play. You want to work together. You can double team that, take down a shield, and then take him out. But what's nice about him is he essentially brings you a heavy weapon. You can take him down. You can actually go up to him and rip out the weapon out of him, and take that, keep that, and put it in a weapens locker or use it.
And what kind of weapon is that?
So one called the Guardian is a tri-shot. It's like a 3-barrel chain gun. If it's called a Sentinel, that's the one carrying that rocket launcher I was talking about, the salvo.
We got look at this.
That was a lot of guys down.
Wow. That was
for wave 5. That was a lot of guys down.
I'd be getting nervous. I would be getting nervous.
I know. There's no, I have to say that they've taken on a legitimate challenge. If something does go horribly wrong, they've taken on a legitimate challenge. I give them full credit for willing to step up to try this. So we got one person down. Oh, see, exploding headshot. Yep, there with the sniper from Gold Glove. That's really important. Those scions with the boom shot and the buzz kill can be
Can we talk a little bit about the buzz kill? We saw that last night. This is a new weapon to Gears 4. Explain how it works, and I'm sure we'll see it later on.
So the buzz kill is basically it's a weapon that's based on tools. So one of the things we had 25 years of peace before this story, and so we wanted to come at it from like where would you get more weapons, and tools is like a good place to go.
Right.
And so we have this essentially a large saw that would cut through a road or concrete, and it actually can throw the blades out, the circular saw blades out. What's cool is that they can actually bounce around the walls, and you can bounce them back.
So they'll react to the environment.
Yeah, so that you can actually ricochet them around corners and those sorts of things.
All right, here we go. We are now wave 6.
Yep, so there she took down Guardian,
and so that means there's a heavy weapon sitting right there.
Yeah,
and so we can see that signified, right?
The other thing you'll see here is that as you take out those trackers, those shock trackers, they'll actually leave shock grenades on the ground for you to pick up. So, and those will be pretty effective. So she's choosing not to pick up the tri-shot because it would slow her down. As a scout, speed is most important. So she's bringing back. She has 1,300. Brings that back.
So if she gets killed, you lose that. Is that correct?
She'll drop it on the ground.
She'll drop it on the ground, so it has to be recovered. Her character will lose it.
Well, that's one of the new things too, is that when you can actually, I'm sure we'll see it. So I may not have to describe it too much, but if somebody dies, they'll actually leave their cog tags on the ground, and teammate can go pick it up, bring it back to the fabricator, and resurrect them. And the first one's free, but everyone after that will start to cost energy.
Right.
So you can get it to where, like, if you're resurrecting a 3rd and 4th teammate, you'll actually be out of energy.
So the fabricator can actually print you.
Exactly. Exactly. 3D print another character, another life. So here we see the Pouncer. So the Pouncer is an enemy, one of the first enemies we designed actually, and it's a co-op enemy because it actually pins you down and you need to be freed with it. So it serves 2 roles. It serves a sort of pinning role where it fires its quills from its tail at you like this. Looks like forces you into cover.
Yeah, looks like
and then once you get into cover, it'll try to flush you out by landing on it and kicking you out, and then it'll try to pin you down.
There you can see coming in close.
Yeah, so Gold Glove's using the new robot sniper rifle, the Ambar. And so it's all about knowing to let go when the reticle comes together.
I had a lot of problems with that weapon last night because I just didn't understand the dynamic.
There's a little bit of a curve on that one.
Yeah.
It's a robot weapon. It takes, it's not meant for a human. There we go. So Pouncer down.
That's it.
And you can see that was a double stack of energy. They had the 2 lightning bolts there, so you want the scout to pick that up for sure.
So we're sitting here at wave 7. We have 1 enemy left. We'll see if they're going to hold off and go kind of scoop up some of the ammo and keep it interesting. Nope, they're going to tap out pretty quickly.
Yeah, sometimes like if the last thing alive is a Pouncer or something, you're up. And so when you go over to Femstep, she's finishing that. Well, she's about halfway through wave 7 here. And again, this is where it starts getting into the bigger ones. So with the robot side, you get what we call the DR1 protector. That's where the larger robots can hop over cover. If you get it to critical damage, it'll charge at you to try to self-destruct.
Now, I just saw it looks like we had a turret set up behind us.
It's probably a Sentry, yeah. A lot of times it's a Sentry out there. The turret's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, there it is. You can see it.
We do that all the time. All the Sentry turrets. There we go. Nice.
All right, 4 enemies left here, sitting in wave 7, down to 2.
Yep, just 2 left. So again, now Sion with the buzzkill here. So I don't think we want to leave that one as the last one alive. It's pretty dangerous. Oh, the elite drone from behind.
Oh, that
I told you, that's the guy you got to watch for. That drone elite.
Holy cow.
There's no DBNO with him. He just chainsaws you from behind.
You can see the tip of the screen there carrying the team's cog back to the fabricator to resurrect them.
That's right.
But he's not going to do it this time.
Guy Blaze. I think we have. I think can someone write that down? Guy Blaze first death. Yeah, in the first of 50. Because we'll have to talk to him about that afterwards. So we're on wave 8. So Gold Glove is about a third of a wave ahead. He's doing work. I have to admit, Gold Glove is doing work here with the M-bar and the long shot. He's got the explosive heads going, and he's doing a good job.
It looks like they've adopted similar strategies in terms of where to set up their camp. Is that, am I following this correctly?
Yeah, as we were telling them, that setting up at spawn is a good choice here because it allows you to kind of push the enemy at the other side of the map. So they have to kind of work their way to you. So that is a good choice.
You know, and as we saw just a moment ago, with Guy Blaze, you know, you've got to watch your 6.
I'm telling you, once you get past wave 5 and those drone elites show up for a while, those are dangerous. Those will come out of nowhere.
Now, you had mentioned earlier before we got started that things could get interesting right around this wave. I mean, they're always interesting, but they're going to get pretty interesting very soon.
Yeah, well, it's because of the heavies coming in. When you get like the Pouncer and the DR1s and the Guardians, like this round 7 and 8, it gets tough.
Right.
And what's happened is when I was saying, like, if you look at 18 will be tough, but now double health. And then when you get to 28, it's double health and double damage.
Right.
Then it gets a little harder, right? So it's this round, any round that ends with a 7 or an 8 is a little tricky. Bye-bye, Reyna.
No.
If they don't get her up, she's going to lose her head.
They
got her up. See, that's the Anya coming to save the day. Nice.
Oh, the Pouncer
top fade out of there.
That is.
There you go. Nice.
That's a tough enemy.
Pouncer's a tough enemy for sure. And if you don't free up in time, that tongue comes out, grabs your head, and rips it right off.
Yeah, this is not good. No bueno.
No bueno.
All right. Little nade out to the center. 2 of them out.
Oh, got a silent ultra.
Sit here, wave 8. We've got 5 enemies left.
Yeah, they're moving. So they have an objective, which they're not caring about at all.
So we see that in the upper left-hand corner. What is that?
So that's basically using your bayonet. So either chainsaw or your retro bayonet. If you killed 6 enemies, you chainsaw 6 enemies. With either your retro bayonet or your chainsaw, you would get that airdrop. But they still have one in the bank, so I think they're feeling pretty confident because they haven't opened the first one they got.
And how long does that bonus option stay there? Is it just through the round?
Just for that one wave.
Just for that one wave.
Oh!
What is that?
That was a Sion boom shot. Just took out a couple of wounded. Took one down and took one out. So they got to go recover from that because it's early in wave 9. And as I was saying, like these later waves with those Scions, you really want your sniper doing work here, taking those Scions out really quickly.
Now he's just trying. What weapon is he picking up here?
He's using the long shot with the explosive headshot. The big pop there.
Yeah, so we see he had the tri-shot, but he had to put it down because we had this. Oh, look at that! It came in pretty close.
As if headshots weren't good enough. Exploding headshots are so much better. So the dangerous things I warned them backstage about is at this point, you're going to start feeling this urge to group together and stay close together and watch each other's back. But a Scion boom shot can put one shell in amongst you and take the entire team out.
Okay.
So it's actually
there. Look at that low right-hand corner. Looks like we had some bonuses there.
Oh, now they're doing work on the headshot.
All right, we got 4 enemies left. Wave 9. Scores going up, but more importantly, the fabricator doing pretty well.
Gotta watch out for him.
Now, if we need to resurrect somebody with the cog tags that we talked about earlier, how much is that?
It goes up with every one. Okay. So it starts off free. The first one's always free.
Right.
But then with each one after that, it goes up. So I think it's a couple thousand. It goes up and up and up and up. And then eventually your fabricator will be dry, and you just won't be able to recover it.
So we can see they're running around picking enemy up. Oh, we've got this one enemy on the map still.
Yeah, he's a dangerous one with the drop shot, but you know, at a certain point you have to trade off time for energy. So now we go to our first boss wave.
All right, so what's going to happen here and how is it different?
So on the 10s, you'll get a boss wave. You'll either be one of a bunch of different bosses. Relic doesn't have the Kestrel. The Kestrels are a helicopter, but because of the ceiling, the Kestrel doesn't show up in Relic. So it's probably going to be a Snatcher or a Carrier. That would be my guess coming into this. So, Gold Glove we're seeing in about 14. You'll hear a scream, and then we'll start looking around, and we'll see what it is.
All right. Don't know what it is. We're going to find out in just about 7 seconds. See what the boss is going to be coming into Wave 10. You're watching Wave 10. You're watching Horde 3.0 right now. This is the first look at this game mode coming to Gears of War 4.
So here we go. We're going on with Wave 10, and again, the boss won't be by himself. There'll be a bunch of stuff in here with it.
Right.
I think I saw some cankers in the air, so I'm going to go with Carrier. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, we got something going over here.
Something in the air. I can hear that. Yeah, that's definitely a Carrier. So you see
him off on the way on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
there he is.
There you go.
And they're setting up. What's he got here? He's got a tri-shot.
That's the tri-shot. Now, the interesting with the tri-shot, it'll start to slow down as it overheats.
Sure.
So he's got to use the right bumper to cool it, to vent it.
We know that mechanic.
Sorry?
We know that mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. Got to cool it. But again, it's not alone, so everybody focuses too much on the Carrier. Somebody's going to get chainsaw from behind or a headshot, drop
And does
shot.
the Carrier come in with a fixed set of scouts? Oh, that was cool.
Oh, the cankers thing?
Yeah.
No, that's just part of its ammo. It's long-range attacks. But you can see there's the Scions now. They've got a Mulcher Scion. You got to watch out for those guys. Got Scion, drop shot Scions. So a lot of heavy, so we need that sniper taking those guys out.
Yeah, he's got to get some distance in there.
Yeah, Gold Glove needs to create some separation here. As that Carrier's coming in now. The Carrier is a little vulnerable in the belly, so when you see that chest open up like that, you really want to get a shot in.
You want to get that shot in there.
Yeah,
that's the key.
There's actually a really great trick. If you've got a boom shot, when that chest opens up and the cankers go out, you throw a grenade or a boom shot, it hurts them and pops all the cankers that he just launched.
That's
you
the
can actually take it all
right
out at the same time.
You didn't tell them that, did you?
No, that one I left. That's just between us.
All right, sitting here, Wave 10, we've got quite a few enemies left, as you can see in the upper left.
People down and people out, so you got to go get those guys back in.
Now, what just happened there?
So that was a resurrection. Picked up the cog tag, brought it over, pulse of blue light goes out, and the person's back in the game. Again, that first one was free. Oh, if you get too close, those cankers go straight. Only 2 enemies left though, so one of them is that Carrier, so they just got to focus fire. I think that was it for the Carrier. There you go, Wave 10.
Nice, very, very good. Wave 10 complete.
I think we're going to take a break after each 10.